Okay, I think we're online. Um, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name is Anne, and I give um, love, soulmate readings here on YouTube. I have a channel, and you can check that out. And for those of you who know me, well, this is a long-awaited video. I've been saying forever that I'm going to be doing this video, and it just seems like everything just keeps popping up. So today is the first day that I've actually had time to do this. So I do this on Instagram a few times, and I'm just learning the ropes. Okay, hi Trilla, how are you? Um, Now the thing is that there's someone else popping in. Hi, Mishy 2001. I want to say hi to everyone. It's just I'm a little nervous because I've never done this before, so bear with me. I want to do a Q&A, like I've been talking about doing the Q&A video, but have not been able to get the time to do it. So first of all, I do have a list of questions. Now, I've been writing them down, and basically everybody who wants me to answer a specific question, I've already have you written down, and I will be. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get this together. I'm a little nervous. So I will be getting to everyone's questions, but first of all, I just want to thank you all for tuning in and for watching my videos and for all the support and the likes and the shares and just everybody who've reached out to me in the past and over this past few years, because it's been a I have to say an exciting time for me, this energy exchange. Oh, thank you, Trilla. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm sending you love and light and all the blessings that you can have abundantly. There's so many things that I want to share with you all, but I'm limited on time, so I'm going to go right into it. I know I'm going on. I'm just so excited, but no, I will relax. I am just starting out, and I plan to do these live videos more often. Okay, so let's go to the first question. Okay, the first question is from Jenny. She asks, is there anything I can do to help my twin flame along this path to bring reunion just faster? Okay. The thing is that as much as you would like to get this process going, this process is sometimes very brutal. And, we talk about this all the time. It's very difficult to say because everybody is different. Everybody has their own, like journey and the work that they need to do in their lives when it comes to twin flames. Twin flames, now I've explained before about twin flames. Twin flames can um, change your whole life. It can change your whole life to the point where everything is beautiful, everything is wonderful. But then there's a time when, you know, it's the total opposite. It's like, hey, I thought this was supposed to be a beautiful feeling or a beautiful life, and it's completely the opposite. That is because many times there is excess baggage. There is work that is necessary in order for them to work on, for them to finally see and make that happen. When they have corrections that they need to do. Now, we can't determine exactly how long that's going to take. As much as I would love to tell everybody, exactly how long the process is, it can be anywhere from, we could say 1 day to like 50 years. And that's a big, time span to say. But it's all about your process. And you know what? When you pay attention to the timing, when you focus on that, it kind of like knocks you off, and then you end up not you're not able to do the things that you're supposed to do. So then actually it takes longer than what it should take. Everybody has free will, and you can't speed the process up. You can only help it along. I always say helping it along, working on yourself, self-care, doing things for yourself. It's all about what you do for yourself, and what you do reciprocates. It's like an energy that just passes through between you both. Twin flames are very sacred. Twin flames are very unique because you only have one. Remember that you only have one. A lot of people have asked me, do I have several? No, that's a soulmate. And that's a different story, because soulmates and twin flames are kind of like the same, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's part of the soul group, okay, the collective, the soul connection collective, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, I don't want to go into it. A lot of people have been asking me these questions, and all I have to just tell you is go with what is in front of you at the moment. Okay, so to answer this question, because I'm going to go like another question, not necessarily that you can sit up, but you can help the process, and that is, you know, like many things that you can do. I find that working on yourself, like taking care of yourself, eating right, um, paying attention to what your body needs, what your spirit needs, what your mind needs. Because when you start like looking at how do I bring that person closer to me, how do I do it? You kind of like sabotage yourself, and that's where it seems like it's taking longer. So that's the only way I would say it may help the matter, you know, and also it really does a big boost. So that's another topic right there. Okay, so let's go to the second question. Okay, the person wanted to keep their name anonymous, and they ask, sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. Sometimes it feels like my twin flame is physically right next to me, even though he is hundreds of miles away, or she. If this is a thing and I'm feeling it, does he or she feel it too? Okay, the thing is that yes, your twin is actually feeling exactly what you are feeling. Um, the thing is that when they're feeling it, they seem to go through like maybe processing it differently. So if you're feeling like a sudden feeling, like a sudden urge, your twin is far away from you. You two are maybe not in union yet, and you two are not connected just yet. So that you're working on yourself, whatever that may be. If you're in union or not, you're going to feel the sense of their energy, just like real twins feel, just like real twins can feel one another. They can actually sense each other no matter where they're at, no matter where they're going. Um, there's a lot that's illuminating them to come together. There's a lot that's bringing them together into a divine union, that they hear each other. They're constantly compelled towards one another, and nothing you can do to really change that. It's all about what you do for yourself, like I've always said before. Okay, so yeah, you're not going crazy. You're definitely not. Your twin flame is next to you in a sense, in a spiritual sense, but though you don't have to be physically together. This is the thing. To come to divine union, it's not necessarily that they have to come first physically, because you can be with them physically, trust me, and you're still miles apart. Okay, you can be far apart from them physically, and you're right next to them. They feel you. So it goes both ways: physical, spiritual. Divine union has to happen first, internally, spiritually, and like I said before, it's all about what you do for yourself in order to bring that union together. Okay, so let's go to the next question, number 3. She wanted to keep her name anonymous as well. Um, I have heard that other types of soulmate connections, I'm sorry, let me repeat that. I have heard that other soul connections can mimic twin flames. And the only way to tell the difference is to see if it lasts. Is this true? If so, as time goes on, is there a point at which one can decide, yes, this is my twin flame? Well, this is the thing. Like I said, there's many different types of soul partners, divine partners. There's only one twin flame. Not everybody gets to meet their twin flame, and it's not like, oh, I didn't get to meet my twin flame in this lifetime. No, it has nothing to do with that. Everybody is destined to be with someone, and when they are destined, they will be with that someone. But if they're always feeling like I'm searching for my twin, or is this person my twin, they're obsessed with the idea that they need the twin, they're missing the chance of being happy, for one, and two, there may be no chance that they're going to meet the twin flame in this lifetime. Now, that's a whole other topic of why twin flames don't meet up sometimes. It's not because they're not meant to be. Sometimes they incarnate different times of their lives, their lifespans. You know, sometimes they're incarnated in different areas of their lives, but they're not ready for each other. It's not necessarily you don't have one. Everyone has one. It's not like the lucky ones get to meet their twin flame either. So don't look at it as I need to find my twin flame to be happy, because you don't. Soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, even karmic connections can actually all live in unity, can all be happy. Whatever they're, whatever they need to work on, whatever they need to do in their life, it's all about what they can do to make it happen. And sometimes that can be very complicated, a situation that doesn't seem like it's ever going to manifest into a divine union. I've seen it happen. So, in my experience with helping many people for all these years, I've seen people come to union with the most difficult, complicated situations, and some that are still waiting, and some that need to continue to be patient, because everybody is different. Like I said, it's all on your soul level, wherever you're at. Okay, so let's go to the fourth question. Okay, this comes from Megan. Okay, can you feel your twin flame's emotions? Are there signs that you get when your twin flame is thinking about you? Oh yes, there are definitely signs. You can feel it. You're gonna be like, okay, you're kind of like your heart flutters. You get that like butterfly feeling. You get like some type of energy surge. Everybody is different. This is what I feel. This is what a lot of people feel. Sometimes it just doesn't occur the way you think it does. It doesn't mean that you're going to visualize them, right in front of you. Although some people has visualized that they're going to call, and they look at the phone and they're like, "Wow, the phone! It just texts me. He texts me or she texts me randomly," because that happens as a sign. It's a sign that you're getting, like, like if somebody told you this, it's like somebody gave you the heads up. And who's giving you the heads up? It's coming from above. It's coming from your own guides. It's all about the messages that you get. The messages that are coming through are there to empower you, to help you to understand that this is all part of the process. Though sometimes it may be, at other times, maybe sometimes you don't feel them, maybe you don't feel her. You can say to yourself, maybe the connection has cut off, but though you're still thinking about that person. No, that's nothing to do with they're not thinking about you, you're not thinking about them. It's not meant that you're supposed to always be stressing or feeling them 24/7, because gosh, we all have a life. We all have to focus on ourselves. We may be twin flames. Spiritually, we are the other half of one another. We're the mirror of each other's soul. But you are definitely a individual on your own, and that goes for like real twins. Just like the way everybody knows I'm a twin. Mary, my twin sister, we're fraternal twins. But there are some identical twins. That doesn't mean that they share each other's soul, or everybody's individual. However you come into this world, if you're born in the physical body separately or even jointly, you're still a separate soul. Okay, so I hope that clears up some things. Okay, so let's go to the next question. This is number 5, and it comes from Candace. Okay, do you think some people are just called to singleness? Like, are they just meant to be single and never get married? No, no, that's a choice. This is something that you make the choice. You make the decision, because honestly, everybody has someone in their life that empowers them, that makes them feel good. And that could be men, women, that can be romantic, platonic. It doesn't have to be that you're in a romantic, physical relationship to be happy with someone. I've seen people live with someone that maybe it seemed like it was platonic, or maybe it seemed like it wasn't like passionate like some people. Everybody is unique, everybody is different. Married couples, after a while, sometimes they get used to each other, and they're the other half of each other. It's not that same as it was, that same passionate energy that it was maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Maybe they're in their older age, but they still love each other. They are meant to be with each other. Everybody has someone. Everyone is destined to be with someone. And being single, there's nothing wrong with it either. Being single, you have your independence. But if you're longing for someone, someone is out there. That's a message for you. That's a message you need to keep looking for. You need to look for that person, because the messages are coming through. You have to just pay attention to them. Okay. Now I can go into more about being single and how to find direction to not, be alone. And maybe that might be a topic that I might bring up later. But for now, let's go to the next question, because I know that a few people who want to ask questions. So let's go to the Number six question. And by the way, we have a total of eight. Okay, so we're not too far along. Okay, some of them are doubled. Okay, if I didn't get to your question, you've asked me for it. Just let me just clarify this. I did it because it was a double of what I already had currently. So I hope that you're watching this and you're seeing that your question got answered, because I'm trying my best to answer as many as I can in a short amount of time, because I don't know what YouTube. This is like my very first time doing it, and it's kind of like a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk to you guys in a second, as I'm done with these questions. Okay, so let's go to the number six question. This comes from Angela. How is the life for the twin flames after the union happens? There's so much mixed up information that presents a life after the union like a fairy tale, everything, like everything it is always only joy. Okay. Now, yes, everybody is different. Everybody has their own situation. And, maybe people write on the internet, you see it all over. Everybody's saying how beautiful a twin flame can be, or how negative a twin flame can be. Everybody, how do you discern, how do you understand, like, what is the right, correct answer to this question? Now, we really don't have the answers because this is all spiritual. I try my best to give as much detailed information from spirit, from the energy, from my guides, from experience, from all these years, from my own personal experience. So, you know what? I am still a student when it comes to a lot of these things, and I will always listen to what other people have to say, always, because I want to evolve spiritually. So I advise everybody to do the same when it comes to spirituality. Nobody is a true 100% expert on anything. That goes for doctors too. That goes for anybody in this world. We're all students, so to speak. Okay, so the answer to this question, not to lose a topic, um, there is mixed information. And you're right, Angela. There is mixed information. Um, Life after the union, there is still so much work. Oh my gosh. Like, the work just keeps getting stronger. And sometimes it feels like, does it ever get better? Does it ever find a way to make things, easier? What makes things easier? Yes, you can see the things that happen in your life and wonder, is it ever going to be a better lifestyle with us since we came into union? Why is it so toxic? Why is she so toxic? Why is she so negative? First of all, nobody is toxic. Everybody is the equal. Sometimes people go through their own stuff, and that's the way they process it. And sometimes they need work. Yeah, they need to work on themselves. Maybe you're more advanced, they're not. And just because you're more advanced, maybe you're there to teach them, maybe you're there to help them. So it's work in progress. Trust me, with my situation, a lot of people ask me about my situation. What do I go through? There's work. I still work on getting this relationship moving along. It's like the wheels are turning, kind of like the way a car moves the wheels. Once you get that, wheels turning, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. Well, you have to feed the fire. You have to you have to keep putting the energy into it. And sometimes it gets harder because as we grow older, we change and everything changes. So we're all human. So it could be a fairy tale because it's like so beautiful. But that's also with all, you know, divine unions with your person you're destined to be with. And sometimes who you're destined to be with may not be the person you thought it was supposed to be with. So that's why I say all the time, don't try to look for a specific type of soul connection, because it's only going to make you feel like lost, because you're going to just try to decide and go to different psychic spiritualists, specialists, trying to decide, what is this person to me? Is this person, my true love, my true soulmate? Well, how do you feel about it? It's all about what you're feeling in your heart, because you're the only one that can really define it. Messages will come through. Messages will come through to the person reading you. The messages are coming through from spirit, but you're the one that makes that choice, makes that decision. Okay, so everybody is different, and I hope I'm answering this question for you, Angela. But it is very difficult to say that it's always going to be like a fairy tale. It's always work, but it's good. It's good work. Okay, so let's go to the seventh question. This is from Shannon. Okay, Shannon. Your question is, are physical unions really starting to happen? And is this a big year for many who have been in separation for several years? Okay, well, physical union is definitely trying to manifest with a lot of people right now. Everybody, like I said from the other question, from the previous one, everybody has their own process. So depending on your process, maybe you think you're ready, but maybe you're not totally ready. Maybe there's something else that you're supposed to look at. So that comes from like a sense of releasing. And now that we're coming into where we have a lot of spiritual stuff going on, and I'm sure everybody's feeling it with the Lionsgate portal happening tomorrow, actually. But we're feeling it since the 26th of July, that things are manifesting. Something is trying to open new energies. We're also involved with Mercury retrograde. Retrograde has been going on until the 19th of August. And then we have some other retrogrades. Mars retrograde, it started, I believe, at the end of June. And that is something that's going to like kind of like bring us all to the surface. So when it comes to divine union and coming together, yeah, there's some incredible things that are about to happen for a lot of people. Like there's like a large number like trying to merge together and trying to come together, but maybe sometimes it's not ready just yet. Not that it's not going to happen, but there's something else behind in the background, behind the scenes going on that maybe you're not aware of. You think you're aware of it. Maybe you assume, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this, and it's going to happen. And maybe your twin is like coming towards you. You're feeling the divine union happen, and maybe you're coming to that level where you're merging together. This is great, but you still have to work on yourself. You're still in the same category as you were way back when you first started, and now today. So nothing ever really changes. You just spiritually grow, just like our bodies. We grow physically, but are we that same person deep inside as we were when we were a little kid? Yeah, the soul is still there. So my point is, don't don't underestimate how far you've come. Just appreciate the process because the process is bringing many twins together. This is a big time, okay, with energy shifts. Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. We've been seeing a lot of this energy shifts happen where people are starting to see like big breakthroughs with their twin, and when they see it, it's exciting, it's wonderful, it's incredible, and people who are together who are in union are actually seeing changes inside their relationship. Some may be a little negative. You may not like the process that's happening to you both, but it's all for your highest good. Don't look at it as, oh, we're breaking apart or something is happening to us. Why are we not still happy as we were 6 years ago, 2 years ago, whenever? Because there's more meant to happen. There is something else that you're supposed to look at. Many times, runners and chasers can change their roles and become chasers and runners, versus vice versa. That is like I see this a lot. I see this is very common. Your situation may be different from your friend's situation. Maybe you belong in a group. Now, a group that you all talk about your experiences, and that's great. I think that's wonderful. I have a lot of groups that I belong to, and I talk about my experience and listen to others and help others. That's why we become in divine union with our twin flame to help others, whatever that service may be. When you are together with your twin, you're actually empowering yourself so that you can work together as a team in some type of way to help humanity in some way. Yeah, seriously. It's like, why am I with this person? Are we going to like just live together in harmony? Yeah, sure, that could happen. But there's also other work that needs to be done. So it goes both ways. And if there's karmic ties and if there's things that you haven't worked on, some things that you need to look at, maybe you haven't worked on it. Maybe you both are still in process, but living together because the physical union happened. That's great too. So that means one thing, got to work a little harder. You have to pay attention. Okay. So let's go to the last question. Number 8, this person wanted to keep their name anonymous. Okay. Do twin flames that run intentionally play games? Well, you know what? Everybody is different. Everybody has their own agenda in their minds. Everybody is like, okay, I'm giving examples. I'm not talking about anyone specific, but I just will say it the way it is. Let's say there's a woman, and she's trying to get close to her twin, but her twin is running, and he seems to back and forth with someone else, or it seems like he's with someone else. Maybe he posts on like social media, like on Facebook, like he's with someone, or indicates it, or kind of like texts but then doesn't respond back, doesn't reply back. Yeah, that's playing a game. And not because he's playing a game towards her, but actually runners, and that's another topic. I don't want to go into that completely just yet. But runners are actually running from themselves. They're not running from that person. So they're actually scared. They're like dipping the toe in the water, so to speak. And, it's like they want to be with that person. They're dying to be with that person. They want to be with their twin, just like the chaser wants to be with them, but they're afraid. They're more coward than anything. Okay. So yeah, everybody's different, and I don't want to like talk about, why they're the way they are, but it's just the way it is. Okay. So I hope I've answered some of your questions. I know I took a little time to try to get to everybody. Um, let's go to some questions now. Let's see if I can back it up. Okay. Okay. So, okay. All right. Okay, Marlene, let's see, Marlene Renia. Okay. If you don't meet your twin, well, you know what? Sometimes it happens that you have to skip into the next lifetime. Um, Now, I don't see it a lot. Um, well, can't really say how exactly I see it a lot because we're still in this lifetime. But from the experiences, I see twin flames coming more together than not coming together if they're actually the twin. Sometimes they're soulmates that mimic the twin flame connection. You'll know the difference. Now, I can't really define what the differences are because sometimes they mimic. That's why I say it's best to just go with it. Don't, like don't try to like say we're marked in stone that we're supposed to be together, because nothing is. Only God has that, true answer to everything. But to answer your question, it's usually when one passes into the next lifetime. When How could I say this the easiest way? When one is not on this earth anymore, and one needs to go to the next level, to the next life, I should say. That's when it would be skipped over. Okay, so it's sad and true, but that's when I will say it skips over. Okay, next question comes from Mitchie 2001. Do you and your twin flame mirror the same? Well, you guys can see it. Do you and your twin flame mirror the same lessons in astrology? Because we do. No contact, but I know the same lessons we're learning. Okay, yes. With astrology, um, it's just that with astrology, it's the influence of our birth. And it's kind of like it influences the twin flame to a certain degree, but not necessarily to where I will say that they're going to have compatible astrology charts. Sometimes they can be totally opposite. So they mirror the same like energy from each other, but they don't exactly mirror the the astrological aspects, if that makes sense, because they need to work on themselves. Everybody is individual. Everybody is unique in their own way. If they're born, like I said before, sometimes a twin can be born as a baby and meet their twin when they're like way older, and their twin is like a baby, if that makes sense. It's more of like they could be like 60 years apart. And that's a complicated situation that they can't be together. And astrologically, maybe they look great on astrologically wise and numerology, but though it's physically impossible. Okay. And the next question, Trilla 725. Okay. um, a lot of questions that people have concerning the twin flame journey illuminates the very thing that their soul is asking to work on. Well, that's the thing. There is a lot that's happening to bring that divine connection together. Their connection has to be when the time is perfected. It's not like we can decide, oh, It's time for us to be together. Oh, we're like in the 5D now. It's perfect timing. Yeah, that can happen, but not necessarily when you're expecting it. That's the only problem with it. There's many different types of questions of why twin flames come to union at different times and why they have to go through all these life lessons. There's no way to really, answer that, but just work on yourself. And we're all still like students. Okay, so Nicolina says hi. Okay. Um, Let's see, next question. Sorry if I'm squinting. I got this big light behind me. Maybe I shouldn't have used it. I was going to do this outside, but it was way too hot. Like I said, like in the last video, it's August and we have a lot of rain. And it looks like it's going to rain today. We have a lot of crazy storms going on. Okay, so does guys in general, when they see me, find me attractive? If so, what do they find attractive about me? Well, you know what? I'm not doing like personalized readings right now. I'm doing more Q&A to like answer like the collective, and maybe we can do another one, but I hope you can join me again so we can do it, but I don't have my cards laid out. I'm not in that mode right now to answer those types of questions, so I'm sorry right now if I can't get to that question. All right, let's go to another question. Let me just filter these out. Let's see. Okay. Eliza, 8. When my twin thinks about me, I sneeze 3 times. No idea why. Um, you know what? I've seen like signs come through in many different ways where I'm not going to say the sneezing part, but the flutter, the flutter, the butterflies, the feelings, the emotions. It just happens, and you just get it. So if it's sneezing 3 times, you know what? A lot of people would talk about, like it's like because your heart is stopping. It's because you're connecting. You're merging. Something is going on versus physically, and that's a side of it. So yeah, sometimes people feel that like that flutter. I feel the flutter feeling. Okay, so let's go to another question, and let's see, Tansy. Okay, hi. Okay, hi, Loretta. Okay, um, okay, that's a question. Let's see. Okay, Papa. I should have put my glasses on. Well, I have my contacts in, but I don't have my reading glasses on. So next time, I promise I will. Like I said, I was testing this. Okay, Papa bless. Okay, dreaming about my twin, but I don't know how to reach them. Yeah, very good question. You know what? It's hard to reach someone when you're dreaming of them in a kind of like a telepathic way, because telepathically we see things through our sleep, our dreams. Many times we can visualize them, and when we visualize them, we don't know if we're supposed to do something in when we get up. Are we supposed to go call them, connect with them? Are we supposed to text them? Well, you know what? How about meditating? How about giving something back? Because you're on the receiver end, remember, and because you're on the receiver end, you're actually um, receiving energy from them that you're interpreting it. So I would say meditate. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself to try to get like the answer. Um, let it flow. Relax. It's all about love. Remember, it's all about love. It's all about if you're getting the message, fine. If you can feel it, maybe it'll come to you when you're least expect it. Now, another thing, the dream cycle, the sleep, we go into another dimension. We go into a place where we're more spiritual. Um, there's also another time when we're near water, and I always talk about water because water has like this purity energy that we feel, and it's connected all over the entire planet, mostly of water. Our bodies are made of water. We're influenced by the moon, the full moon, the new moon. Everything is influenced by water. We're water. Doesn't have you don't have to be a water sign, by the way. So I would go by the water and see maybe you can get something. Even in the shower, you might get a message in the shower, or always have a glass of water near you when you're meditating. And that's my puppies. You might hear them in the background. They're downstairs. It's more like you have to just go with it. Don't stress yourself. When meditating, always meditate on pure love, positivity, delight, and things will come through. Otherwise, if you're meditating, I need to get this message, I need to get this message, you may not be ready to get the message, but you will when you are ready. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Uh, okay. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Okay. Okay. I just saw S more. S more up there. Okay. S more. How do you cope with the delays and timelines during planetary shifts and retrogrades? Okay. Well, you know what? It happens. It's going to happen. It will continue to happen. We're going to be going through another shift on. We're actually going through it now. Tomorrow is Lionsgate, the Lionsgate portal, and the gateway is like a time when the Sirius sun um, kind of like connects in alignment with our regular sun, which is a more powerful spiritual sun, and the Earth, and we just open to new beginnings, new energies just flow through, and it's in Leo, so it's very much empowered because it's with the sun. Leo is ruled sun, so we're seeing some major shifts and it happens when this happens. We see it in our weather. That's why we're experiencing extreme weather. I mean, I don't like to talk about hurricanes, but fires are happening and volcanoes, and well, that's been going on since a while. But you're seeing things in your own life that you need to pay attention to. Maybe you need to, focus more on. Maybe it's not just, okay, I need to meditate more. Maybe it's more about, I need to focus on doing this or doing that. I mean, everybody is different and nobody can tell you what that may be. Life lessons happen. And as soon as these life lessons happen, you kind of like get like a ding, 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 ding. I'm doing something right. You know it. You can just feel it. And that's why I always say, meditation, focusing on positivity, positive energy is going to help you get there through these planetary shifts, because retrogrades are not necessarily a bad thing. And I talked about this before, that retrogrades are more about when things just shift a little bit backwards. So you have to go back. You have to just like finish those projects, like Mercury retrograde. Maybe you had something sitting for a while. Maybe it's time to finish it. And you know what? You'll get it done. Guess what? Cleaning things out. I always find that this is the best time to like spring clean. Maybe it happens 3 times a year, but whenever you get that notion, I need to like get rid of stuff, give it to Goodwill, give it to a friend, let somebody have something that is just sitting there that is stagnant. Maybe it's clothing, or it could be pieces of furniture, or maybe just things that just don't serve a purpose that you need to just get rid of. I like to recycle. I find it very important, especially with the planetary influences. And I believe I'm trying to be as green as I can, and that's why I encourage you to just find what it is that you have in your life, and just like eliminate it, and um, focus on yourself, because maybe that's what's causing you not to grow, because you're still focusing on something. And we talked about this before. Maybe there's some things that you need to release and surrender so that you can finally see that new beginning, those new energy shifts that are happening, that they can finally flourish in your life abundantly. The blessings will happen. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Next card. Oh my gosh. The next question. Everybody's got cards going. I want to do a card reading with you guys, but for today we're going to be going into the Q&A. Okay. Listen, this is Deepika S. How do you know when you are how do you know if you're twin flame? How do you know when your twin flame are coming into union? For example, if you are going through a twin flame separation, do you feel anything while separated? Well, yeah, you do. I mean, when you're in a union, when you're coming into a union, you're going to feel like that fluttering feeling. You're going to know those signs are going to come in. You know that something is happening, but you have to focus on yourself. It's not about how do I get together with that person. It's not just how do I bring that person back into my life. It's not about just having a romantic relationship. All that's what our goal is. When we come to our divine union, we want that. but there's more to it. There's more perks to it. Okay, so let's go to the next question. We're at 40 minutes right now, and I don't know if it's like Instagram where you only have an hour. So I want to get as much questions as I can. Okay, this comes from Strong Beauty. Do you believe both partners go through the runner chaser stage? My divine masculine has shifted, and now I'm scared of the deeper connect that is growing. Um, they go through the runner stages together, but also separately. You know, it's kind of like there can be, if you're asking me if there's like the energy with runners are growing, it's empowering them. They're gaining something, runners, but they're continuing to see themselves go backwards if they're not kind of like making progress. And same thing with chasers. If they're constantly running and chasing, that can go on for years, unfortunately. That's the thing about runners and chasers. Um, the divine masculine, well, that's inside of all of us. Sometimes your divine masculine is your runner, that person that you're chasing because you're feminine, and you know that that person has something in their life that they're not receiving. They're not receiving the divine feminine that is trying to come together in union with them because together you two make a perfect balance. And the divine masculine, divine feminine need to work on themselves simultaneously together in order to get this going. Okay. Let's see. Next question is physical union meeting up in 3D or starting a relationship? You know, it could be both. Everybody is different. Not everybody goes through, oh, well, I've seen the 5D level or I've remained in the 3D. You know, you have to start somewhere. You know, sometimes you can meet your divine partner and your twin flame is like there. Your twin flame is right next to you. But guess what? You're not recognizing them because you're really caught up in how come I'm not feeling that higher frequency like everybody describes. Well, maybe because you're in your body right now and you have to pay attention to what your spirit is telling you. Your spirit is telling you slow down. I've always found that when you meet your divine partner, the key word is slow down, one step at a time, layer after layer. When you rush, that's when you're asking for trouble, kind of like you're rushing into something that you shouldn't be, and you may not be with your true twin, if that makes sense. You're not really with that person because, like I said, sometimes you want that person to be your twin. Sometimes you think that person is your twin. Not that you're thinking that. I'm not trying to tell people like you're thinking, but when you're putting too much pressure into people you meet, if you're dating and you're saying, I'm going to search for my twin flame, a specific partner, a specific soulmate, you're going to find yourself obsessing over it, and you're never going to find like being like a certain medium, like a happy medium, being grounded with yourself because you think that that person is going to make your life like empowered because you read it on the internet. Okay, so if this answered a question for someone, I hope it did because I just got that message and I had to reveal it. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, this comes from Tansy. I believe, when I have these certain feelings in my body, is that my twin thinking of me? Yes, yes. Sometimes that happens. Someone asked me earlier about the three sneezes. You know what? You'll feel different things. I mean, it's kind of like when you think of someone that maybe was. I'm not saying you're involved in this. Maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you haven't. I know I have. A karmic connection that was not destined to be in your life, and you get this like funny pain in your stomach, like a pit of your stomach, solar plexus. You're gonna say, "Oh, I felt something," because that person wasn't toxic so much, but that person had to help you grow to what you are today. So sometimes we have to go through the negativities with relationships so that we can evolve spiritually, so we can get stronger, so we can find a divine partner, the twin flame, the twin ray, the perfect compatible soulmate, the eternal soulmate. There's like so many of them, and I'm not going to go on the list, but overall, it's the divine partner. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Uh, oh, thank you, Esmore. Oh, that makes me feel good. Hi to everyone who's just joining me. I just would love to just say like a whole video on saying hi to everybody and greeting everyone, but we don't have too much time. Okay, so let's see, because this thing keeps just moving and jumping, so I'm trying to stop it. Okay, Papa Bless, you asked me a question. I'll answer this real quick. Can a twin die before you met them? Well, unfortunately, sometimes yes. It's just we don't really look up. We don't. I don't like to look at those types of questions, those types of situations, because truthfully, I don't want to know, and I don't want anyone to know that. I don't even answer those types of questions in my readings. Like I say, certain things you can't really answer because only God has that answer. Okay. Kim Fraser. Oh, she was asking someone. Okay. Okay, this is a good question. Nikki Johnson. Why? Hi, Nikki. Why is it that one minute I find out my twin flames' feelings about me through readings, and then the next day a different reader could say it's not going to happen? Well, this is the thing. When you get a reading, you need to be open, and going from reader to reader will confuse you because the energy changes sometimes. When the energy changes, it's not because you changed it. Maybe it wasn't destined right at that moment. Maybe you had fears. Maybe they read on your fears. Everybody is different. Maybe they read your basic energy that you were fearing or hoping that you were not ready for reading. When you get a reading, I strongly suggest that you don't get a reading when you're really anxious or you're really upset or you just broke up with someone and you're saying like, I need to call up this reader. I need to get a reading. I need to get it, because you know what? They're going to pick up all negativity, and you're not going to want to you're not going to like what you're going to hear. And even if you went to that reader several times and you know that reader, I always say you need to be calm, neutral, open to the reading. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Papa Bless. I'm glad to answer you. Okay. Loretta Deeds. Do all twin flames feel this strong energy around their arms during prayer or meditation? Most do. Now, you see, a lot of people come to me and ask me, well, how come I don't feel the bliss, or I don't feel that sense that other people talk about, and maybe I'm not getting the numbers, I'm not seeing 1111, I'm not seeing that feeling come upon me that makes me feel like I'm on a higher vibration? Well, everybody is different. Everybody has to grow, evolve spiritually, find themselves. Everybody is going through different degrees and different levels. It's all about what you can do for yourself to make it happen. Remember, focusing on you, focusing on what is important, not looking at what other people are telling you, because nobody can do that. If you're talking to somebody and they're telling you, this is what is supposed to happen for you, and you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that, walk away, run, because I will never tell you what to do. And I won't, sugarcoat it to make you feel good either. If I see something and I'm, like feeling you need to know this, I'm going to tell you it's best that, you do something to make yourself feel better, and whatever that may be. Everybody is different. And I only can give advice, spiritual advice. Nobody is everybody is on the same level. If you understand it, we all are on the same level. It's an energy exchange. We all try to help one another. We are all human. Nobody is more superior. Nobody is more advanced. Spiritually, we get higher because we learn more and we feel more and we can accept more. But if you're like focusing on, I want to get to my higher ground, well, it's never going to happen because you can't focus on that. Okay, I'm going to go to the questions now. Let's see. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Alicia. Very welcome, Alicia B. Atherton. Okay. Biscuit, you asked me a question. I just answered that one. Maybe these are coming in a little bit later, but that's okay.